Episode 4084, Stop Waiting for the Applause.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. It's Friday. Come on, now let's do the happy dance. I know you got a big smile on your face because what weekend plans do you have? Well, start marking them down, figuring it out. Are you going to get the barbecue out? Oh, come on, you got this. But you got to stop waiting for the applause. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, I do hope you have a splendid weekend ahead of you, and I hope you're making some grand plans. Maybe you're finally out of school, end of graduations. Maybe you're starting to plan for summer vacations and getting things in order. It's so much fun to have adventures around the corner. But with all of that, sometimes we bring to light what we want seen. And as parents, there's this unspoken pressure to be seen as the best, isn't it? Whether it's the best parent with the most achievements, the most thoughtful gestures, or the most engaged family life. But at what cost does this spotlight come? Stop waiting for the applause. Because the truth is, your main responsibility as a parent is not to rack up compliments or win approval. It is to raise your children in a way that suits their unique needs, not your image. Now, I want to tell you right now, this is probably going to feel a little uncomfortable. That's okay. It should, because you're human. I'm human. We have all been there where we have thought, oh, this would be really cool. And it's not that you do it because you want it. It's just that, are you doing it for the right reasons? Are you doing it for your child versus yourself? And I think we need to have these honest conversations, right? Why do you think I call it Confessions of an Upset Mama? Because we need to be making decisions based on the best interests of the child, not what we think we need, not to show off our ego, not to say, look at me, this is my identity. This is what I should have been doing when I was 10 years old. You're not 10 years old. Raise your child, not yourself. And I know that's going to sting a little bit, and I know that comes out harshly. But I think it's important that we have these honest conversations. Why? Think of the world that we live in, right? It's called the reality check. Ask most parents if they want the best for their kids, and you're going to hear a resounding YES, yes. I mean, it's going to be immediate, no thought. But when you dig deeper, the question becomes, best according to whom? Is it based on how the parent wants to be perceived by others? Or is it based on the real present needs of the child? What they need, what they want, where they're headed, their dreams, goals, and ambitions. We live in a very self-centered culture where it's easy, even natural, to slip into the trap of parenting for our own validation. I mean, come on, just look at social media. Right? Social media is a prime example. Crafted photos. I bet you have right now on your phone something that will help you look better. A filter, and nowadays all the phones come with filters. Within the camera setting, you can change that right there. But then there's these free ones that you can download that can change everything and give a filter over your face and make you look like 10 years younger. It's like the Barbara Walters. Oh, if you're old enough to know that, welcome to the club. But back in the day when they would film her kind of like through cheesecloth to smooth out everything or something like that. I don't know if it was actually cheesecloth, so don't quote me on that. But it was something like that. It was a filter. Okay? They didn't have all the stuff that they have nowadays. But they did something about it because they wanted her to look younger. They wanted her to smooth out the wrinkles and all. Well, what if she needed wisdom and the wrinkles were helpful? Did they think about that? Now, obviously, we're not here to talk about Barbara Walters, but we are needing to look at, wait, we're all wanting that validation, right? Because, that's a humanistic drive for us. But then you add on top of their social media with the crafted photos, the highlighted milestones, the perfect moments. You scroll it. And in all this theater, the child sometimes becomes the background actor, and the parent plays the lead and the director. My friend, come on, mama. There's a better way. Instead of vying for attention, stick to the child's development. That is your Kids to Keep It Simple strategy. Stick to your child's development. And dads, that goes for you too. You're not off the hook here. So if you're listening, pay attention. Because a lot of times we sit here and we think we're doing what is right for our kiddos. Make sure you are chasing their dream and not your own. Make sure it's what they want, not yours. Now, I get it. When they're young, you need to guide them. I get that. And maybe your interest was football or tennis or music or theater or dance, or maybe it was art. Maybe it was writing. Maybe it was nature. There's so many things out there. And yes, you need to help them and guide them when they're young. But in my opinion, make sure you do it with a broad stroke. Let them truly experience life and then let them express what they're really interested in. Then that allows you to stick to your child's development, what they are wanting, how they're growing, what they need to pull back on, what needs to be amplified in their life. And it's hard. So I want to look at this acronym STICK, STICK, and use it so we can help each other, okay, you and me, to stop waiting for the applause and start deepening our investment in our children and ourselves all at the same time. So let's start with S. See your child clearly. Forget who you want your child to be or what image you want to show others. Look at your child for who they are right now. You can do this regardless of their age. If you have kiddos that have moved out, guess what? Be very cautious on how you exploit, yes, I use that word deliberately, how you exploit what they're doing. And saying, oh, look, they've got this job here and they're doing this. They're working, up on the hill in Washington, D.C., and they're with so-and-so and they're doing all this great stuff. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but watch how you position it. Look at your child for who they are right now. What are their strengths? What are their struggles? What are their curiosity? Seeing your child clearly means setting aside your ego and expectations and meeting their real needs. Maybe instead of saying, oh, we should really see what my son's doing up there on the hill. It is amazing work. He's working for this nonprofit and all might be good. But maybe you come across as, you know what? My son took this job and he's working for a nonprofit. I love that he has a heart. He showed me I remember this time when he was 5 years old. And now, to see what he's doing makes this mama's heart really happy. Do you see the difference? It's a big deal. And I know we want to kind of quote unquote show off our kids, but be careful. Be careful who you're showing it off for. Is it yourself or for your child? And if you're not sure, think about this. What is going to elevate your child? That's the response that you should give. Not based on what's going to elevate me. Right? WIIFM, what's in it for me? That's not about us when we're parents. It's about our children. S, see your child clearly. Number 2, T, tune into their world. Get beneath surface level interactions. Listen to their stories. Listen to their worries, their concerns, their dreams, their aspirations. What are they wanting in life? And I know you may be sitting there going, I have no idea what they're saying. I get that. I have been there. Listen anyway. Learn something new, Mom, Dad. Understand the context of their daily life, from friendships to school pressures, even if it's school pressures as in the sandbox. Yeah, believe it or not, you can still have pressures in the sandbox. This creates connection, right? It builds trust. And let your child know they come first, not your reputation. Because mama, dad, it's not about you. It's about them. So tune into their world. Number 3, invest in growth, not perfection. Parenting isn't about crafting a flawless resume of childhood achievements. It's not about saying, you won't believe what little Joe's doing today. He's up there. He's been accepted. He's going to go to law school after he finishes going to Auburn. I mean, whatever it is, right? Okay, understand I'm making this up, okay, right? Just go with me here. This is an example. But this is a real thing. Oh, but let me make it smaller. If you have smaller children, maybe you're like, oh, we finally got them in to the private school. They had a waiting list of 100 people. And you know what? We got in. Why? Because he did this test thing and he's showing artistic brilliance. And they want to take him under his wing. Okay, that's great, right? But there's other ways to say it. This isn't about creating your child's resume when they're 2 years old. This is about developing a child so when they grow up and they're no longer underneath your roof, they can go out and impact the world that they touch in a manner that God created them, their divine design for here on earth. So when you invest in growth and not perfection, it's about consistent, patient effort toward growth. Your child's wins might be quiet and incremental, but they're far more meaningful than one-off highlight reels. Be careful, be cautious. Don't try to make your child's life something that's going to look really good on Instagram. Invest in growth, not perfection. Number 4, C, cut the noise. Ignore the comparison trap and external approval. Parenting is not a contest. Yeah, we make it that way. We do. We look at our siblings. We look at even our own mom and dad and say, well, how did they raise us? But we look at our siblings because we compare our children to theirs. Be honest. Maybe you look at your best friends, your neighbors, or someone in the church, or 2 or 3 families in the church. Why? Well, because you just do. Parenting is not a contest. And let me remind you, the applause fades away. What lasts is the impact you make in your child's life every day. Focus on what matters, not on others' opinions. Again, this is about their dreams, their life, God's divine design for them, not for you. Yes, you get dreams, but we're going to talk about that on another day. Today is not the day. Today is all about the kiddos. And we need to be investing in our children, our next generation. Because if we don't, we're going to have a really messed up world. We need problem solvers. We need critical thinkers. We need compassionate young hearts that are willing to go out and impact the world that they touch in a manner that only they can. So you've got to make sure you see your child clearly, tune into their world, invest in growth, not perfection, cut the noise. And finally, number 5, K, keep your priorities straight. Your child's well-being should be your compass always. It's their best interest. You got to take that to heart, not your ego. This is not about you. And if you think you know everything, then you are the problem. Okay, did you hear me? Okay, make sure you do. Because if you're one of those parents who says, I got this all figured out, I'm good, it's my spouse who has the problem. Or it's my ex who has the problem. Or it's their teacher. Or it's the, great grandma, whatever it is. No. If you're saying it's all about everybody else, then the problem is, look in the mirror. It's you. And I know that stings. But you got to keep your priorities straight. Your child's well-being should always be your compass. Before making a decision, ask, does this serve my child's best interest? That should lead every decision that you are making for your child. Is this what's right for them, not for mama, not for daddy? I don't care if you're co-parenting. I don't care if you are been married for 20 years and you've got 3 children at home and you're like, I've already gone through 2. I got one less. One left, not one less, but one left. And in that, I got this all figured out, Christiane. I got this. No, if you're thinking that, you don't. Each child's different. Each child is uniquely made in the image of their Heavenly Father. So you need to always ask, does this serve my child's best interest? And you need to ask that no matter what the age is of your child. Even when they grow into their teens, their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and if you're blessed to be around when they're in their 50s, praise the Lord, even in their 50s and 60s. Does this serve my child's best interest? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Just because it looks good or gains social points. Don't do it. Step away and say, nope, there's something better. I need to look at this differently. This needs to be about my child, not about me, or not about whatever it is. Moms, we got to stop waiting for the applause. Dads, get on board. And sometimes it's the dads are the worst. I'm not saying always. Hear me out. There's a lot of moms out there that, you get those quote unquote soccer moms. That's air quotes, by the way. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, right? We don't want to lump everybody into one. But what this conversation is about is a confession time of saying, I don't know everything, and that's okay. But I know that what I know needs to best serve my child. And if it comes from a manner of, I need to look like this and I know everything, that's an egotistical focus. And I'm here to remind you, go back to the drawing board. Because your child is not going to do well underneath that. You need to come from a person who's willing to serve, who's willing to discipline, who's willing to love, who's willing to gain respect because they gain their child's trust. Because you see, your child knows that you're looking out for them. They know it regardless of the age. They're smarter than you think they are. So stick to your child's development. And when you do that, you'll figure it out. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. And when you do that, and you stop performing for others and you start showing up for your kiddos, that's the kind of parenting that changes lives. Your children don't need the world's approval. They need you. So stop waiting for the applause. Start investing in what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, the only standing ovation that really counts is the silence of your child sleeping safely, knowing they are loved beyond the spotlight. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.